Tornadoes, widespread flooding, and at least 2 million people without power. That's just a taste of what Milton has unleashed as it made landfall as a Category 3 along Florida's Gulf Coast south of Tampa Bay. This is new video of flooding in the Sarasota area near where the storm roared on shore. And while the hurricane is now weakening, the damage is far from over. Tonight, we know of at least 2 people who have died in St. Lucie County on the other side of the state, the Atlantic coast, where tornadoes touched down. The sheriff's department saying a community for seniors was completely destroyed, and officials say it appears at least 100 homes have also been seriously damaged. First responders, including federal personnel, now in position to respond as soon as conditions begin to let up. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Matt Savino with the latest on the toll that Milton has taken so far. And Matt, it is not over yet.
No, and this has been a very, very vicious storm with the tornadoes that began during the afternoon on Wednesday on the east coast of Florida, as you mentioned. Normally, tornadoes that spin up with hurricanes aren't that strong, that big, and don't last that long. This was different. They were big, they were strong, and they were long track tornadoes doing the damage that you described. And the reason for that is they still had some sun on the East Coast, yet the tropical conditions with the wind shear and the instability were all in place to allow those tornadoes to spin up the way they did. Okay, here's the current status of Milton as it moves inland now as a Category 1. Still some rain bands around Tampa Bay, but the bigger rain bands are now on the East Coast, around Daytona Beach, up the Palm Coast, and then farther north. So that's where the heavy rain is right now. That's where we're going to see the most flooding. Let me show you the current track. And again, it is a Category 1. It should be off the coast by early tomorrow morning. And I think by mid-morning East Coast time tomorrow, they'll be able to get the helicopters up and be able to look and see what the damage actually looks like from the air. Now the sustained winds are down to 90 miles an hour, as I mentioned, Category 1. Still moving east-northeast about the same clip, about 15, 16 miles an hour on its path. Here's a little bit wider view for you, just for perspective. Came on shore 5:30 our time, 8:30 East Coast time, just south of Sarasota, as you mentioned there. And boy, I tell you what, the rainfall is unbelievable. I'll show you that in a second. Right now, we still have storm surge warnings on the southwest coast and the northeast coast of Florida, because that's where we'll get the onshore flow here and the onshore flow here, with the storm centered inland south of roughly Ocala or Orlando. So those warnings will continue there. Let me show you some of the numbers from Hurricane Milton so far. St. Pete at one point was getting rainfall at over 5 inches an hour. We hardly ever get 5 inches in a month. They did it in an hour there, equated to over 17 inches of rainfall from the storm so far there. 109 mile an hour gusts at Bradenton, Sarasota, a gust of 102. About 2.7 million people without power right now. So it's brutal. Inland flash flooding, even though the soil is very sandy, can absorb the rain. You get rainfall like this, there's nowhere for it to go that fast, right? The storm surge threat continues, and the power outages and flying debris remain a big, big hazard. David?
I mean, some of those totals just unbelievable. Thanks, Matt. Stay with KGW for continuing coverage of Milton. We'll bring you details on the damage left behind over the coming days, potentially weeks. And there are lots of ways to find the very latest on air online at KGW.com, on our streaming app that is KGW Plus, or our KGW YouTube channel.